I think good design is usually simple. I think simple design lasts the longest kind of stylistically, but usually functionally. And I think good design usually has a strong reason, but then I also think that good design has that something that is unreasonable. I tend to call it like something that's kind of charming that makes you want to keep it for a long time. Hi, I'm Dan Schofield. I'm a designer from the UK. I live in Copenhagen and I've designed the fin chair for NaughtOne. I moved to Copenhagen about 5 years ago. Basically, I kept coming here for work, and every time I came here, I was always like, it's such a nice place. And then I got offered a job here, and then I was like, well, that's my excuse to move here. So I took it, and here I am 5 years later, still here. And it's just a really nice, pleasant place to live. And there's a big design community here, so it's inspiring to share ideas and thoughts with those other designers who are now friends and all work together in a way. When we were designing Finn, stylistically it didn't deviate too much away from that first paper folding. I mean, I think with this one, I had the idea, which always starts as a quick sketch. And then I think very quickly, to make that idea 3D, I think I just got a little receipt or a scrap of paper and I basically did this. And so yeah, it's just like scraps of paper, and then that kind of evolves more into like something where you start to give it a bit more form. But then that quickly translated into 3D. But then there was lots of work on how we're going to construct it and also the proportions. We did lots of rounds of samples to try and like really nail the proportions to get this chair that has a small footprint but with plenty of comfort and character, but also keeping that sort of element of quietness, not trying to like over-design it. The visual language of Finn is very much inspired by the process of its creation, so pressing plywood and then covering it in upholstery and foam. But then it's about bringing like a physical softness, but also a visual softness. So having that slight curve in the seat is like kind of inviting. It's a visual cue to come and sit down and relax. We brought in the seam detail all around the outside to again kind of go back to that idea of it being like thin and folding paper, and like kind of giving it that graphic edge detail to like try and accentuate that lightness even more. When people see it, it would make them feel relaxed, happy, and comfortable. They should see it and want to sit in it and not think twice about it. And I think it needs to have that moment of like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not too much. I think it's comfortable. Yeah, it's very relaxed, very easy. It's just a nice little place to perch and have a coffee and a chat, I think. Chairs are always difficult because there's so many angles going on. It can look really nice from one angle and then you turn it the other way and it doesn't quite look the same. It can almost look like a different chair. So I think it's really hard to get chairs looking good from a 360 perspective, but that's all part of the fun of the challenge. So it's going to be launched in London, Chicago and New York, which is amazing. I'm interested to see how people react to it, what they think to it, and then I'm also interested to see where it ends up and the sort of environments it could live in. I think for me that's really interesting. I'd love to see it in maybe some really nice sort of like office spaces, sort of breakout areas. I'd love to see it still being used in 50 years' time.